What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kev here, back with another PrizePicks video. Guys, we're going over the Monday Night Football slate tonight. We got the Rams versus the 49ers. It's a pretty cool game, guys. Some of these showdown slates we talked about have not been super exciting. I think this one should be more fun. I still do like the Rams. They, obviously a tough loss last week, but I think they come back. It's going to be interesting to see OBJ in a Rams uniform, and we'll see now that the 49ers have Kittle back and a couple guys back. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. It could be a very tough defensive game. It could be a very good offensive game. It's got a lot of variables here. Both teams have key players on each side of the ball there, so going to be very interesting. Guys, if you're new to the channel or new to PrizePicks, please use code DGF if you do sign up. It helps us out a lot, and we are doing that promo that we have been running where you will get a 100% deposit bonus, aka match, up to $100. So if you put $100 in, use our code, you'll get $100 back. It's just a great, obviously, promotion we're running, and if you do use it, it's DGF. And guys, if you're new to PrizePicks, give me my little synopsis that I give you guys every single video. PrizePicks is essentially a daily fantasy sports betting platform where you don't just bet on players or just pick players. You pick the over and under of the players. So if you see Mac Jones at 230.5 passing yards this upcoming Thursday, you can say he's going to do either better or worse than that, depending on how you think he's going to do. And you pair that 2, 3, 4, 5 times like a parlay, and you can do that through different sports as well. I can switch over to soccer, grab someone over there. You can also do it with the single stats as you see, or just fantasy score in general. Sometimes fantasy, I like both. Single stats make sense to me sometimes if I'm not sure if that person's going to clear, a certain fantasy score, but I'm like, he's a lock for 60 yards because of, how he's been being used and his touches. Or if I'm like, this guy is, consistently scoring in fantasy, but sometimes it's through his receptions, sometimes it's through his yardage, sometimes it's through his touchdowns, and but he's just consistent all around, then you might want to take the fantasy score. So there's different reasons for both. But let's get into this, guys. These videos have been short and sweet. Let's keep it as such. Matt Stafford at 275.5 passing yards. I'll go over the two quarterbacks here. I don't hate this. Matt Stafford has been crushing this every single time, basically. He's a couple duds, but I will say I'm probably going to avoid it for the most part this time. No Woods, OBJ in the system. We don't know how he's going to look yet. 49ers have a great pass D, and that makes it a little bit more tough for me. It also depends how much they're going to need to throw the ball. This could very easily be a low-scoring game. It could be a shootout game. Like I see potential all over the place here. So I'm probably going to say no to Stafford. If anything, I would go over, though, because he is slinging right now. I'll say no on Jimmy overall. Tough defense to throw against. He's had a couple good games, couple dud games. He's basically, a lock for 50% of the time over this, 50% of the time under this. So I think that's just too volatile. Let's go over to rushing yards. I didn't see anything here that popped out to me. If you like Darrell Henderson with no Woods, like I said, maybe they have to rely on the, running the rock a little bit more in this game. And I also think... obviously, the 49ers I just alluded to have a good pass D. They are bottom 5 in terms of rushing yards against per game. So if you think, I think they're averaging, I can't remember what it is, it's well over 100 rushing yards per game. So if you think Darrell Henderson, can clear that, I don't disagree with you. He probably will. I'm actually a little more inclined to go over into the touchdown category. I believe this just means overall touchdowns. If he does catch a passing, because we're talking total touchdowns, he has 7 touchdowns through the 8 games he's played. He's usually a lock for 1. He's very consistent. They use him in the red zone more than anyone. Sans maybe Cooper Kupp. I definitely like Darrell Henderson to get a touchdown in this game. It's more likely than not, for sure. Receptions, I think, are pretty accurate. Debo and Kittle, both great players, both very accurate. Cooper Kupp, 7.5 is very high for anyone, but I think Cooper Kupp is absolutely the best pick for receptions on this, on hitting the over. He hits over this usually. I don't know his exact average of receptions per game. I'm sure that's very easy to find out. Had to pop off real quick, do some quick math. So yeah, Cooper Kupp is averaging 8.2 receptions per game right now, and that is with a healthy Robert Woods. There is no Robert Woods right now. Like I said, the introduction to OBJ might affect him a little bit, but you got to think it only helps him. Should be a somewhat competitive game. I think Cooper Kupp is going to hit over 7.5 receptions. Moving over to, we did touchdowns. I don't want to go over anything else over here. I'm going to go over fantasy score. Yeah, I didn't see too much on the fantasy score front. I see a couple people I like for how low they are. Even Cooper Kupp at 22 is that's pretty high for him, even though he's been balling out. I don't know if he quite gets 22 because, he usually does end up in the end zone. And if I think he's going to get 8 receptions rather, it's not too hard off of 8 receptions to get there. But, he could easily have 8 receptions and get, 18 points or 17 points or something. It's not guaranteed. Kittle, I don't mind. Debo, I don't mind. The ball's going to have to go somewhere in this game. One of them is going to have Jalen Ramsey on them. When these teams played, I believe it was week 12 last year, Jalen Ramsey did not cover Debo at all, and Debo popped. Debo popped for like 100, I think it was 133 yards on 11 catches. That's not going to be the case. They're going to put Ramsey on Debo. I don't know if that just means they're going to avoid Ramsey versus Kittle all game. If that's the case, and Debo's getting locked up by Ramsey a little bit, I'm starting to think at 11.5, Kittle would absolutely smash over, and he's going to be the number one option on that team. That's a lot of ifs, but it is more likely than not, just judging by what happened last time, that they're not going to let Debo breathe this time. He's too good, especially at the level he's playing now. You got to give him that respect to throw Ramsey on him. I think shadow coverage the entire game. So I'm going to say Kittle over 11.5. That's the only one I really like for scoring. So that's going to do it, guys. I think it makes a lot of sense to me. Let me know what you guys think, if that makes sense to you as well, or who some of your favorite picks are. If you did like the video, guys, please subscribe, like, and smash that notification bell, and be looking out for their future content. So thank you, guys. Have a great day, and let's cash.